What's up, Internet? We are here once again, continuing our exploration of the CoolBoy 400-in-1 real game Famicom multi-cart. Today we start page 3 with the almighty Ring King. Oh lordy. Okay, so I guess we'll go to ranking. This is a Data East boxing game. The fact that it's Data East means I already have a pretty low opinion of it. But this game is pretty infamous, and we'll see why in a bit. But, you know, it's a punching boxing game. I don't think it's terribly good. I don't get boxing in general, though. Like, the only boxing game I like is Punch-Out!, and in my defense, you know, Punch-Out! By definition isn't really even a boxing game. It takes the guise of a boxing game, but it's more like a sort of timing pattern recognition exercise that just happens to look vaguely like a boxing game. Also, his stats are way higher than mine for what that's worth. Ow. Oh, I just paused. Alright, let's try again. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am cheating. I've set my turbo on just because I wanted to see if I could do better than last time. And I tried using my turbo in the previous match. That didn't seem to work all that well, which is weird. But it's B button to dodge, A button to punch. We'll just spam dodge here for a minute. And it seems to work. Your health bar seems to also be a combination energy gauge. I'm not super familiar with this game or anything, other than why everyone ever is familiar with this game. Face punch, face punch, face punch, face punch. Really boring soundtrack. Yeah. Ring King. That happens. I mean, I think I get what they were trying to go for when that happens, but looks a little bit lewd. And I genuinely don't know how that got past censors. But, yeah. Ring King, it's, pretty much only worth mentioning just because of that. War Mouse. I think this is, well, it's War of Strike Mouse, but more importantly, I'm fairly certain this is an unofficial game. We'll set to normal. And now you gotta pick a character. And it's basically just select the direction of the mole and smack him in a whack-a-mole fashion. I don't think you really get punished for hitting the cats. You lose points, which would be the number on the left-hand side, but other than that, there's not really any punishment for hitting cats, as I understand it. I've tried playing this game for a little bit, and really all I got out of it is all the characters look really freaking creepy, and the music is largely out of key. Like, it just... I don't know music theory, but as I would describe it, it sounds like every note on the soundtrack just sounds sickly. But it's just keep hitting all the gophers or whatever, and eventually you'll get to hit more gophers. This is pretty much it. I think the butterfly's on a random pattern, though, if you really want to try and analyze, thank you brain, analyze this game. The butterfly moves in a random pattern. Hooray. So, everyone got enough of this? I certainly do. Let's move on. I mean, I want to give these games like something like 5 minutes each, but no. And here we have the legend, the classic, Contra. This is one of the few NES games I did play when I was a kid, because my uncle had an NES, and I got to play it once or twice a year. And he had this, TMNT2, Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, and Jackal. And I always thought Jackal was like the sequel to this, and they are both kind of made by Konami, as one was covered by Ultra Games, which was their knockoff label, which famously made Metal Gear and Roller Games. It's a fun game. I think Roller Games is on this card. But, you know, you go from really shitty games to really awesome games. I'm gonna keep going down here, because I don't trust that turret. I wish I had the spreader or any other gun. Uh-oh. Alright, well now I'm up here. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Ow. Got up too fast. I am way out of practice for Contra. I know I used to be able to beat this game without dying, because I got really, really good at it, but, there we go. There's the almighty spread shot. It's the one weapon everyone wants in this game. In the other ones, not so much, because the spreader doesn't really work in the other Contra games as well, but in this one, it's the fricking shotgun of doom, which makes it the most wanted weapon. And this is a famous Contra boss. It shows up in like every single level, or every single game. There's always a wall made of multiple portions that ultimately end up creating like some kind of boss, even though a portion of that boss is basically just a standard enemy on top of some turrets. You know, it's a simple thing, but it's an effective boss all the same. I really like that starry sky background. Like, it's a very simple background this level has, but it's a very good one too. Oh, it's the flamethrower power-up. So slow. And you can only fire like one. Okay. Can I go back? Yes, I can. Alright. But, Contra. This game, everyone should know. Especially if you've played or have a Famicom or an NES. This is like the shooter you need to play. Because it's one of the most iconic on the system. It's one of the best made. It's one of the most legendarily difficult ones too, but there we go. The problem with standing there is that happens. You get hit by the old salmon eggs. And then you can just run up and shoot the thing. And that's how you beat the first boss to Contra. Yeah, we'll do stage 2, or at least a little bit of stage 2. Now this is... You know, I think a lot of people like to shit on Contra 2 and Contra 3 for having, like, top-down segments. But I think it was more of a continuation of these, like, third-person shootery segments where they just wanted to sort of give you something a little bit more than simply the side-scrolling aspect of the game. And, you know, really good side-scrolling, but they wanted to mix it up, and it sort of started with the first game, and I don't think enough people give that credit. Anyway, we are on to Mortal Colbat 4. Okay. Which is actually MK4. And suddenly it's kind of, sort of Mortal Kombat with the most obnoxious music ever. Let's play as Shao Kahn. And we'll fight Nightwolf, I believe his name is. It's been a while. Shang Tsung. No, I'm pretty sure I'm Shao Kahn. And I'm also pretty sure you're Shao Kahn. Hey, blood. Well, it's got that going for it. Not much else. There's special attacks, allegedly. How you do them, I'm not sure. I'm the last person to ask about special attacks in fighting games, though. But, yes, Shang Tsung, who is somehow Shao Kahn, killed his clone, who is also Shao Kahn, except it's Nightwolf. This will probably shock you to hear there's probably not fatalities in here. In fact, I'm fairly certain there isn't. The actual sprite work isn't too bad when it's not flickering all over the place, though. Which makes me worry about how bad this recording's gonna look. But I think that was some kind of dizzy animation, maybe. It's really hard to tell what's going on in this thing. Like, and I'm not having to deal with too much interlacing issues on my end, but it might look worse on yours. But even I'm having trouble following what the hell's happening, because stuff is just sort of teleporting around. Now, granted, that's kind of par for the course with standard Mortal Kombat, but here I think it's more a fact of this is clearly not functioning as well as it could be. It's hardly optimized. Oh, can I scrub out a win by just kicking things? It wouldn't be the first time I win a Mortal Kombat match this way. Not being able to use specials kind of limits my fighting game repertoire a bit. Still, it's not like the AI is all that smart, but at least it's not as ridiculously hard as other Mortal Kombat games. I mean, stuff like Goro or Motaro or whatever, who they're basically just invincible bosses. Ow. Striker couldn't teleport around, last I checked. And also, Striker was a terrible character. He looks like an out-of-shape bike cop. Who you'd find, like, demoted down to, like, mall security or something. It's just... Striker's one of the worst Mortal Kombat characters. And if I can, just for a minute, just complain about Mortal Kombat in general. One of the biggest problems Mortal Kombat had, you could argue starting with Mortal Kombat 3, although I kind of thought Mortal Kombat 3 was alright, was starting with Mortal Kombat 4, they just started adding a bunch of characters that no one cared about. And then when they continued on the series, they kept doing it. Until you got to like the 2011, I think it was? Mortal Kombat 9. When they got to that reboot, they reset it to the point where pretty much, well, again, except for Striker, all the stupid characters were gone. And then they went with Mortal Kombat 10, where they started reintroducing characters no one cared about, and adding new characters no one cared about, and making it so you couldn't play as the actual characters you liked. Yes, I'm bitter I couldn't play as Smoke. Give me some solace in the fact that I could still play Mortal Kombat 9 and play as him. He was the one character I actually learned how to play, which is impressive because I can't play fighting games to save my life, but I could actually pull off a fatality with him, which I'm very proud of. And then Mortal Kombat 10 took it away with their you can now play as Goro and Jason Voorhees and all this nonsense that really didn't need to be there. I mean, Soul Calibur kind of gets away with it in the sense that it's sort of like a fighting game crossover at times, but now all of them are kind of getting to be that point, and no, we're not going to continue. But they're all becoming crossovers, and they're all losing their own identity in the process, which just kind of comes across as weird, especially that there's crossovers within different genres in different series, such as what is it, Tekken now has Virtua Fighter characters or whatever. That's just dumb. No, it's Dead or Alive. Anyway, this is Colorful Dragon. Oh, that's some horrible music, and this is by Sachin, the guys who make a lot of nonsense, mostly sort of mid to low quality nonsense. Some of it's actually pretty good. I don't know what this is. Okay, I can do that. So I guess I'll try and eat the other lion-looking things that I think are maybe dragons. Oh god, that music. Why are things flashing? Okay, you're dead. There we go. Can I eat that? Oh, probably just despawned. And now all the sound is gone. And now it's back. No, go away. I don't miss you. Seriously, what is going on with this game? I mean, I think the enemies are sort of bound by that. They have to follow the walls sort of rule. But I'm not. But the hit detection on the attacks seems to be damn near non-existent. Oh, a versus mode? Yes, please. What the hell is that supposed to be? I'm trying to eat you. I think I'm the winner. I'm trying to eat them. Ah, that sound is just the worst thing ever. Ah, that's bad. Okay, let's get to the menu. And that has been these 5, number 21 through 25, the start of page 3. Very short video this time, about half as long as I wanted it to be, but at the same time, Ring King's not that interesting outside of that whole one thing. And 3 more of these were pirate games that were not particularly interesting. Contra, however, is freaking amazing because it's Contra. Of course it is. That said, were these past 5 worth it? Not really, no. But come back next week where we're going to do Back Future. I've got a bad feeling about this. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.